I'm joined now by Mark Meirowitz, who is a lawyer and professor of constitutional law. Mark, thank you so much for being with us this evening. Now, a huge settlement, but this isn't the last time Fox might have to be reaching into its pockets. There is a second lawsuit on the cards with another election technology firm, Smartmatic. They're seeking $2.7 billion from the company. How similar are the cases?
Well, I took a fast look through the 300 pages of their lawsuit of Smartmatic. I think it tells it all. The beginning of their lawsuit says, the earth is round, 2 + 2 = 4, the election wasn't stolen, and these are the facts. And I think that that tells you the success likelihood of Smartmatic is very, very high based upon the settlement today with Dominion, because Fox faces an existential threat. Indeed, Reuters reports that investors, stockholders, are suing the directors of Fox for accountability for making decisions that have led to this lawsuit, this destructive lawsuit against the assets of Fox Corporation.
So multiple lawsuits, but back to Smartmatic. Do we also expect this to be settled out of court? I mean, it's quite a bit more money that they're asking for.
Look, the case against Dominion, the Dominion case against Fox was finished, when the judge there said that the evidence demonstrated that it is crystal clear that nothing that was stated on Fox News was true. And that statement would apply as equally in the case of Smartmatic. Again, you look at their lawsuit, the claims that were made on Fox News, which it's very interesting that in the traditional defamation cases, you might have one newspaper article that might say something damaging or defamatory. Here you have thousands of interviews and social media posts which continue to claim, for example, Dominion and Smartmatic are linked up. Dominion and Smartmatic are run out of Venezuela. And here's a good one. Smartmatic was involved in the election machines throughout the 2020 election in the United States, which is patently untrue. And Smartmatic says we were only involved in the elections in Los Angeles County. So once again, full of false statements, which, and I think, again, the linchpin of all this is, and as I think you stated in your report, internally, the Fox hosts and management expressed a tremendous amount of stating that this was not true. They themselves contradicted it. And the standard is, if you make a statement that's false with a reckless disregard of the truth, then you will be liable. And here you have a classic garden variety case. And of course, Smartmatic is coming into court with Dominion having won the case. And as far as the case in Fox, Fox could not afford to move this case along and put people on the stand, like Murdoch. Forget it. That would have been a complete destruction of the company, no question.
Now, Fox has refused to issue an apology to Dominion on air. Would an apology be more damaging than a settlement for the brand?
Well, you noticed in your report that Mr. Poulos said that Fox has admitted that they lied. So apparently in the settlement agreement it would appear that they did say they lied, but they don't have to make an apology on air. Now, why was that the decision? Because, again, the base, the Fox News listeners, watchers, if they actually said that on air, I think that would have, destroyed Fox News, because it would have been like a epiphany for the listeners, for the watchers, that they say that they lied. And in the meantime, what they can say in a document somewhere, that we lied and we made a mistake and, we're committed to journalistic integrity, and everybody walks away. Yet the amount of money here is a big hit, and it $787.5 million. Now Fox has the money to pay it. But here come on the other lawsuits that you talked about. And so this is not over. Also, the lawsuits involve the hosts themselves and the people who made these statements on air, Bartiromo, Dobbs, and the others. So this thing is far from over. So Fox needs to do damage control. And as I said before, the investors, the shareholders, are concerned about the survivability of the company if this keeps on going, because Fox has been exposed in terms of this lawsuit in a very, very big way as having allowed these statements to be made. It's a balancing test. If you think about it, it's a risk analysis. How much can I get away? I'm not saying Fox did this, but how much can we get away with and still build our listenership? The lawsuits prove very clearly that the more times that they made these outrageous statements about these voting machines, their listenership and viewership increased tremendously. And so they were weighing that against what the potential costs of the lawsuit would be. And at a point in time, that is not going to be an effective balancing test, because it's going to be so damaging that they really can't continue to do that. So at the end of the day, I think this is an existential reset moment for Fox News, but the base also out there that supports Trump and still thinks that the election was rigged. How are they reacting to this? And that, I think, is another story that is worth pursuing, because that is the even more scary part of this, that there's still people out there with all of this who believe the election was rigged. It's absolutely not a chance that that's true. And unfortunately, these lawsuits have to be kept on being brought in order to get people to wake up and literally understand what they're saying in Smartmatic, which is the election was not stolen, and all of this was not originated in Venezuela. Crazy stuff that was stated here over and over, hundreds of pages in the Smartmatic lawsuit. If you read it, it's just eye-popping to read it. So to answer your first question, I think that there's going to be another settlement, no question. Because Rupert Murdoch, I don't think, wants to go on the stand and be questioned about this. I think it would be very, very damaging for him and for the company, for his reputation, and for the future of the Murdoch family and also Fox News. I think they have a bright future, but they have to really be very careful going forward in how they handle the news.
Thank you so much for that update, Mark, in New York.